Springboks definitely seemed to drop their standard to Georgian level in this game. Yes, we ended up putting 55 points on by full time, but they definitely made it hard for themselves, especially in that first half. And I do think it's lucky that we had the bench to come on to settle things down and to put Georgia to the sword. And when you think over the next couple of weeks we play the All Blacks in New Zealand, Springboks will definitely have to go up 2 or 3 gears for that. Before we get into it, let me know in the comments what you guys thought of this game, who played well, who didn't, what needs to be better from the Springboks, where do you think they can be a bit more clinical, what needs to improve before they enter the Rugby Championship, before they try and win the Rugby Championship back-to-back. Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into it. This video, this review, this breakdown of Springboks versus Georgia, I'm probably going to be a lot more critical of the Springboks. While they won 55-10, they kept Georgia scoreless in the second half. They made it hard for themselves, especially in that first half, really made it hard for themselves. And yes, I get there was 3 debutants up front, but there were guys, experienced guys in key positions that did not play to a standard that we need Springboks to play, especially in that position. I'm going to call it out because I've been critical of players in that position before. Sasha Feinberg-Gumuzulu did not have a good game here or didn't kick well off the tee. 1 from 5, I think it was. What that then does for a kicker to his overall game is massive. The confidence he loses from missing his kicks, then that spills over into your general play. I don't care what anyone says. There's only a small amount of players that can kick poorly during the game and then still have a good game. That confidence spills, or the lack of confidence, or the confidence that dwells from bad kicks spills over into your game. Tremendously it does. And I was critical of Mani Lebok when he was kicking poorly. And now I'm critical of Sasha Feinberg-Gumuzulu. I'm probably one of his biggest fans because I do think can be or will be or has all the tools to be a world-class player. But this was definitely one of his off games, for sure. Not good off the tee, and I do feel like that spilled over. That lack of confidence or that just not inaccuracies in his goal kicking spilled over into his game and didn't have his best game at all. When Andre Pollard came on, a lot more calmer, kicked his kicks and rolled with the game a lot better, rolled with the punches. And yes, also came on with a lot more experienced players, but still against a Georgian side who are 11th on the log or on the World Rugby table. They lost last week to the Cheetahs, position that has got a lot of question marks around because there is 3 world-class players that can play that position. You'd expect someone like Sasha Feinberg-Gumuzulu to have one of his better games, and he didn't deliver in this one. And that's putting it lightly, I think. Love to hear what your guys' thoughts are on that. It wasn't the best start for the Springboks. Grant Williams direct kick out. Then they have to defend a Maul once again and get pushed over to score. Georgia right on the front foot early on and score early on. Maul defense, definitely an issue for the Springboks. We saw a couple of weeks ago that Italy drove the Springboks 20 meters back for a Maul try. And then the first opportunity Georgia get, they set a Maul and end up scoring off that. Yes, the Springboks defended a Maul try in the 66th minute, or defended a Maul from Georgia. That was definitely going to be a try, but Springboks defended it. Their Maul defense is 100% an area of concern, something that they need to work on and something that opponents will target now because they've seen Italy push them 20 meters back. They've seen Georgia score from 10 meters out a Maul try. So definitely something that the Springboks will look at and need to take personally, man, because you can't be pushed over like that. Yes, your scrum is strong. Why is your Maul not strong? Some question marks there for sure. The Springboks do work. I mean, they absorb that early pressure early on against any, or when they come up against any team, the intensity, the energy is going to be high from their opponents. You're coming up against world number 1, the back-to-back Rugby World Cup winners. Any opponent is going to come in that first 20 minutes, absolutely firing, all energy, all revs is at 5,000. So Springboks did well to kind of absorb that. Yes, they gave away 10 points within this time, but when they worked their way back down there and they got their flow going, they got their forwards coming around the corner, the big boys, Yo, that's J-Bay on a good day. Wave after wave after wave. And Bowen Fenter gets his try on debut. I wonder how much he was paying on debut, a prop, to be the first try scorer for the Springboks. Outstanding. Some lovely work there from the Bokke. What I loved about Marnus van der Merwe's first try, yes, it was a Maul try, but the lead up to it. Kane Moody gets the ball, I think on halfway about, looks up, sees the space, kicks through, applies a ton of pressure, him and Edward van der Merwe. Moody makes the tackle. Edward van der Merwe goes in to steal the ball, gets the penalty, they kick to touch, and they score a Maul try from that. Love just that. Big plays in a game it's to and fro at the moment. It's tough at the moment. Big momentum shift, kick down. Edward makes or gets the penalty, kick to touch, and score the Maul try. Fantastic. Marnus van der Merwe ended up scoring a second one off the back of the Maul as well. And like I said, while our attack in Mauls, like our Maul attack is good, our Maul defense is probably not the best and definitely needs some attention to. Loved some of the shape thrown from Springboks. Rassie did say earlier in the week that this will be a game where they will test out some different shapes or how they want to run backs and forwards, interplaying nicely between each other, throwing those wider balls and then having the guys loop around and then creating overlaps like that. Did like that. But I did think in that first half, they were probably too eager on attack and then too eager on defense as well. Gave away quite a few defensive penalties, whether that being offside or hands in the ruck or just silly mistakes like that. And then on attack in that first half, balls fumbling, trying to push the pass, trying to play plays that weren't there, if that makes sense. And those just little errors like that creeped in. So it was 22-10 at halftime. And at this point, you're still in the game. It's definitely not clinical at all. So when we come into the second half, I thought they were a lot better. And they reverted, especially for that first 10 minutes in the second half, first 10, 15 minutes, reverted back to old Springboks of get over that vantage line on first phase and have the forwards come around the corner. Peter Steph de Toy, Sia Kulisi, Kobus Visa, like these guys coming around the corner. And what I love sometimes is that they'll angle run away from the ball. So they're dragging that defense across, getting their forwards to come across, and then they'll come back the other way, or then it just opens the field up a lot more or opens defenses up a lot more. You might not necessarily be going too far forward, but you're just dragging players across, and it splits up the defense, and they do it so well because it's so hard to defend these guys. They're big bodies, over 100 kilos, almost 2 meters tall, running at you, coming around the corner, getting over that vantage line, hard to defend. And then you suck players in like that, and then you've got the players out wide, or you've got someone like Grant Williams who can throw a triple skip cutout ball, and Edward van der Merwe gets his first try for the game. He was outstanding again, man. His Springbok journey has just been, it's pure cinema. I posted about it on Instagram. It's pure cinema. This will be his third game now. He scored 5 tries, 2 man of the matches. Outstanding. I loved for his second try, the comms with Faf de Klerk. He's obviously told Faf that there's space in behind. Faf has executed the little end-over-end box kick to a T. You can see him leave it and kick it on the end of the ball. He kicks it on the end of the ball. That means the ball's going to roll, it's going to bounce up, or it's going to roll and then bounce up. And it did exactly that. End over end, it rolled and then bounced up perfectly. And Van der Merwe scored untouched. His 5th try for the Springboks in 3 games. And again, just outstanding. Yes, the back 3 department is tough pickings at the moment because you've got world-class players there, but every opportunity he's got, Edward, he's really put his hand up for sure. Classy performance again from Edward van der Merwe. Fantastic. Like I said, when the box reserves, when the bomb squad came on, a lot more calm. Yes, obviously a lot more experience. And also the Georgian players were worn out a bit. They'd emptied the tank by then, and those players come on, Andre Pollard, Damien Willemse, Kwagga Smith when he came on. Ergis Snyman was fantastic when he came on. Lovely few offloads, running hard back at the ball, getting line breaks and creating opportunities like that. That offload to Williams and then inside to Kurtley Orense. Lovely, lovely try. That one was. But still, like, while they did try a few of their expansive plays or a bit more shape, I wanted to see a little bit more. They probably had to change their way of playing because Georgia gave it to them, especially in that first half. Definitely do need to be a lot more clinical, a lot more direct, and a lot more dominant, especially when it comes into the Rugby Championship, because we can't have games, especially in that first half, you can't have games like that or performances like that and then expect to just drag it back in that second half. And again, like I said at the start of this video, I'm being very critical here because we know Springboks were definitely going to win this game. I think we can all agree we would have wanted more points on the board there. They end up running away with it, 55 points to 10, but far from clinical. The bomb squad, like I said, made a big difference when they came on. A lot more cool, calm, collected, more direct, more running with purpose, more dominant at contact areas, and definitely will need to be 10 times better when going into the Rugby Championship. Big positive for this one, or for these few tests, Italy, Georgia, is that the Springboks have used 48 players already now, or 48 players have been involved with the Springboks this year, and that's depth. That is depth right there. So that's a lot of players that know what it takes, the standards that's needed. So that's massive positive for their coming out of these 3 tests. Massive effort from the Georgians. They did really well to start the game. High energy, high intensity, great Maul try. They were very physical, running into contact on both sides of the ball. They were physical, but just couldn't keep it up. It was to be expected, but I didn't expect this much of a performance from the Georgians. I thought they played really well, especially in that first half, and then just couldn't hold on in the second half, to be expected. What did you guys think of it? Am I being too critical? Am I being too harsh? What did you guys think of it? The Boks definitely do need to be 10 times better going into the Rugby Championship. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the game. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next time. Bye.